Governor Lawal engages security heads over abduction of students in Zamfara. Supreme Court fixes October 23rd for judgment in Kogi APC governorship primaries dispute. NLC says no agreement with federal government to suspend strike. And away from Nigeria, 4 officers detained after failed Burkina Faso coup. These are the headlines on Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ida. Thanks for joining. Now the details. Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal has summoned an emergency security meeting following the recent abduction of students of the Federal University Gusau. The Emergency Security Council meeting was necessitated by the kidnapping of students of the university who were abducted in their off-campus residence in Sabongida village in Bungudu local government area of the state. In a statement issued by the spokesperson to the governor, Suleiman Bala Idris, the Emergency Security Council meeting was aimed at ensuring the immediate release of all abducted persons and also finding a lasting solution to the lingering issue of insecurity that has become a source of concern to the administration. He added that the governor directed the Deputy Governor, Mani Mumuni, to provide all the necessary support to the security agencies to restore normalcy in all affected areas. Now, the controversy around the handling of insecurity in Zamfara State by the state and federal governments on the politicization of security is polarizing views of residents in the state. A cross-section of residents, while speaking to Trust TV, say that the face-off between the state and federal governments is counterproductive to the development of the state. The report.
A rift between the federal government and Zamfara State on negotiation with the leaders of bandits groups came to the fore after the abduction of students of the Federal University Gusau. The Zamfara State government on its part rejected the idea of negotiating with bandits, while the federal government has already engaged some leaders of different bandit groups in discussion to secure the release of the students.
Bandits have been disturbing us in this our area. This has forced me and my family to leave our hometown to this place, and we have been here for almost 2 years. All my children are here. I have 4 kids, and we all live together. The story we hear from home are not pleasant at all, because bandits invade our towns, kidnap people and take them to the bush and then request for ransom. We no longer rear animals, because bandits have packed them all and taken them to the bush.
While some residents welcome the idea of dialoguing with bandits, others support applying kinetic approach to end the menace. They are of the opinion that several negotiations have been carried out by previous administration in the state, but did not yield positive results, hence the need to face the bandits squarely through the use of maximum force.
We're calling on the government to fulfill the promises he made to the youths during his campaign. He said he was going to help people and fight against poverty, and up till now, we haven't seen anything. Today we are refugees. Government has set aside money to fight banditry, and it doesn't seem to be working. They should use this money and help us refugees. It is lack of employment that is making youths engage in these illegal activities. We are calling on the government to come to our aid, create job opportunities, and also give us capital to start businesses, so we will not beg. If negotiating with the bandits will bring peace, then so be it.
Activities of bandits became so pronounced in Zamfara State in the recent times, with a series of abduction and attacks on many communities in the rural areas across the states. Hundreds of innocent citizens have deserted their respective towns and villages for fear of attack by the bandits. The residents expect a genuine collaboration between the two governments to restore peace in the state, to enable them go about their daily activities without apprehension.
As for me, negotiating with bandits is not the right thing to do. They have done it not once, not twice, and still yet nothing to show for it. Even after the negotiation, they killed my in-laws. So for me, negotiating is not necessary. I'm calling on the government to fight these bandits. You will be in your house and bandits will come and kill you. May God continue to help our governor.
Reports have it that the rift between the two governments is affecting only the masses that are being attacked and displaced by the dreaded bandits almost on daily basis. Yusho Adamu, Trust TV, Gusau.
Still on security matters, suspected commercial motorcycle rider on Wednesday riders lynched a 30-year-old taxi driver, Fumbe Thomas, around Tudunwada community of Jos North local government area of Plateau State. A source from the scene of the incident told journalists that the incident occurred after the deceased driver was alleged to have brushed a commercial motorcycle rider with his vehicle in the area, a situation that angered the motorcyclist who beat the deceased to death. Reports say that Thomas, who was after the mob action, found lying in a pool of his own blood. The spokesperson of the State Police Command, DSP Alabo Alfred, who confirmed the incident, explained that the photographs of the victim were taken while the vehicle was towed to the station and the body of the victim deposited at the Plateau Specialist Hospital, where he was confirmed dead by a medical doctor. Alfred noted that efforts are on top gear to apprehend the killers of Wimbe Thomas and assured residents that the perpetrators of the dastardly act will not evade justice, as there is no hiding place for evildoers in the state. Meanwhile, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tauri Lagbaja, has given personnel of the Operation Safe Haven, a multi-security task force maintaining peace in Plateau State, 48 hours to fish out the killers of the Fulani leader in Panyam. The commander of the operation, Major General Abdusalam Abubakar, disclosed this when he visited the district head of Panyam, Da Aminu Darwam, on Tuesday. Ado Musa reports.
The Fulani leader, whose body is yet to be recovered, was allegedly killed by yet-to-be-identified criminals on Saturday in Panyam community of Mongu local government area of the state, when he was returning from a visit. Abubakar, who doubles as the General Officer commanding 3 Division, Rukuba Barak, described the act as unfortunate, adding that the operation would do everything possible to get the perpetrators arrested.
Now this weekend, we had a very sad incident in Panyam. Okay. And if we don't immediately try to nip that in the bud, it will make all the gains that we have made in the last couple of months fade away. And that is why I am here today. Yesterday, I briefed the Chief of Army Staff, and he has given us 48 hours that we must fish out the perpetrators that assassinated the elder of Panyam.
The district head of the area thanked the commander for the visit and promised to collaborate with security agencies to arrest the criminals, describing the incident as shocking, considering the fact that both Fulani and the locals had coexisted peaceful for years.
You have come at the right time. This is a period we have long been waiting for as a community. This thing happened, in fact, it sounds strange to us as a community. This is a community that has been living in peace over the years, particularly with the Fulanis. Some of us were when we were born, we met their parents.
While condemning the incident, the Army General emphasized that the military and other security agencies will not relent in their effort towards stemming the specter of insecurity in the state. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
The Supreme Court has fixed October 23rd for judgment in a suit filed by Senator Smart Adeyemi challenging the conduct of the primary election of the All Progressives Congress for the Kogi governorship election. Adeyemi is challenging the validity of the election, which produced Usman Ododo as APC's flag bearer for the November 11 governorship election. Adeyemi, who recently represented Kogi West Senatorial District in the Senate, is claiming that the result brought out by APC in support of Ododo was fraudulently and invalid on the ground that the primary election was conducted in only 11 out of 239 wards in the state. At the day's hearing of the appeal, counsel to Adeyemi, Musibao Adetumbi, adopted his briefs and prayed that the court to grant the reliefs sought by Adeyemi on the grounds that the primary election of April 14 was conducted in gross violation of Section 84 of the Electoral Act 2022. After taking the arguments from the Adeyemi, APC, Ododo, and INEC, Justice Inyang Okoro announced that the final judgment will be delivered on October 3rd, 2023. Now, the Governorship Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Kaduna has dismissed another preliminary objection filed by Uba Sani and the All Progressives Congress, asking the court to dismiss the petition filed by the PDP and its candidate, Isa Muhammad Ashiru. Sani and the APC, who are the second and third respondents in the case, had through their legal team argued that the petitioners had abandoned their petition. In the judgment being delivered via Zoom, the tribunal, however, dismissed the motion, saying that the petition was not abandoned. The tribunal is now delving into determining the main petition. The Nigeria Labour Congress say no agreement has been reached with the federal government to call off the October 3rd indefinite nationwide strike. NLC's head of Information and Public Affairs, Benson Upa, said this in a statement on Thursday, countering a statement by the Ministry of Labour and Employment. Upa also said that the NLC did not have any date for a meeting with the government that may lead to suspension of the proposed strike. The NLC also faulted the position of the Ministry of Labour and Employment on the leadership of the National Union of Road Transport Workers. The federal government has declared Monday, 2nd October, a public holiday in commemoration of the nation's 63rd independence celebration. This is contained in a statement by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Interior, Dr. Oluwatoyin Akilade, on Thursday in Abuja. According to her, the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, who made the declaration on behalf of the federal government, congratulated all Nigerians at home and in the diaspora. Tunji-Ojo assured Nigerians of the government's continued commitment to tackling the challenges facing the country. The minister, however, said that the government was really making efforts to confront the varied and numerous challenges with all the might available until respite comes. You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Coming up shortly. Jail committee pardons woman serving 18 months for stealing pot. Details and more after the break.
It was never a consensus. We did all our best. You see, in politics, you give your contribution to the best of your ability.
If you want, I'll forward to you this statement. You go to this bank and verify.
But there are people who say not spending money is not a virtue in itself.
Let me finish.
But there's so much to be done.
Let me finish. Now, you don't allow me to explain myself.
The recent development shows abductions are now a factor of informants embedded in community.
It's not about the people of Katsina to say that, no, during my administration I was able to stop insecurity. No, it's about collective responsibility for all of us.
And what we should ask ourselves is not what has been seen, is the life better? Are there more people who are unemployed who are not become employed? Is the level of corruption has gone down? Is there inclusion? All those issues.
We're actually a gas country with associated oil. Our focus has always been on oil, that we have never paid significant attention to gas.
To do it effectively, we need to have honest conversation with ourselves. Government needs to come down from its high horse and communicate with the people and build trust.
There must be a solution. We cannot continue this way. They must come back to the table and agree. So whose child will do deny education? All these children that sit for jam, they want to go to higher institutions.
But just a short while ago you were saying that why bring 10 children when you cannot cater for them? So why bring more universities when you cannot cater for the existing?
guys, welcome to Showtime.
I don't even believe there's any other industry that will handle me like movie industry.
Yeah.
I told you I'm deep and soaked into movie industry.
In secondary school, there's Fatima and Mariam Adamu, and then we sort of took the names of the characters in that cartoon.
I think entertainers themselves need to wake up and smell the coffee and say, diversification is the way to go. Yes, you can sing or make great beats or act in a film, but what else can you do?
I became one of the best makeup artists in Nigeria. I won AMA Award Best Makeup Artist.
Do you think we are I the food when I talk to you, you start straight. Attention!
Welcome back. You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Let's take a look at the top stories. Governor Lawal engages security heads over abduction of students in Zamfara. Supreme Court fixes October 23rd for judgment in Kogi APC governorship primaries dispute. And to some more news, the surge in transport fares occasioned by the removal of subsidy has continued to inspire Nigerians into seeking alternatives to ease their movement from one place to another. One of such alternatives is the invention of a motorized bicycle in Maiduguri by a young man named Umar Yusuf. Trust TV's Bitrus Kuruti captured it all and sent in the report.
The transportation sector over the past months is among the worst hit as a result of the withdrawal of fuel subsidy that saw hikes in fares across the country. It forced several residents to walk long distance while others relied on bicycle for movement within the town. The cost of moving from place to place inspired Umar Yusuf to fabricate a motorized bicycle powered by fuel that can cover 18 kilometers and above. He used a GX200 generator and other machine parts to construct the bicycle.
Due to the problem of the subsidy by the federal government, I now think of what will bring or what will ease the transportation system. So I now advance my knowledge of creativity into construction of motorized bikes. The engine I'm using in the production of the bicycle is normal GX200 generator, which most people know use it for vulcanizers or grinding machines. So that is what I am using for constructing these motorized bikes. Yes, it uses fuel, and the fuel consumption is at least you can run 18 kilometers per liter, and you can run 60 kilometers per hour with the one I'm constructing now.
Umar plans to construct an electric bicycle, but his small factory sits on a temporary site and harbors the fear that he may be served a quick notice at any time. Umar Yusuf challenges also include capital and tools to accomplish more innovative creations.
Where I'm working now is just a temporary government street, and the government can come anytime and say she wants her land, maybe want to build something. And for now, my best challenges is empowerment. I just need empowerment so that I can employ more youth to learn the work and also increase the level of my production.
He hopes to fabricate more machinery that will make life easier for people, a dream that keeps busy at his workshop almost all the time. Bitrus Kuruti, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
A food vendor from Sheleng local government area of Adamawa State, Ramatu Adamu, earlier convicted of stealing a pot, wrapper and cooler from her sister's house in Numan, has been discharged by the Adamawa Jail Delivery Committee. She told the Adamawa JDC that she stole the pot and the wrapper due to hunger. Ramatu had been sentenced to 1.5 years jail term by the Chief Magistrate Court, Numan, on August 11, but was released by the committee after she pleaded guilty to the offense and attributed it to hunger. During her appearance before the committee, Ramatu informed the committee that she was a food vendor in Gombe and had visited her sister in Numan, where she committed the crime. She expressed regret over her actions and pleaded with the committee to pardon her so that she could return to Gombe and continue with her business. The committee, chaired by Adamawa State Chief Judge Justice Hafsat Abdurrahman, reviewed her case and discharged her with a warning to desist from any criminal activity in the future. The committee also presented Ramatu with 10,000 naira to help her set up a business upon her return to Gombe. Customs operatives attached to the Federal Operations Unit Zone C, Owerri, have intercepted fake drugs, India hemp, and several other contraband goods worth millions of naira. Trust TV's Ajibade Awofeso has the details.
Taking journalists round the seizures at their Benin warehouse, Controller Kayode Kolade, alongside other senior officers of the unit, enumerated the danger inherent in some of the seized items if they have found their way to the consumers. Among them are unregistered and expired drugs, numbering up to 883 cartons.
Pharmacies to buy their drugs, because some of the drugs in the country are fake, coming in through illegal routes.
This one, Sabi?
Yes. That's why we are looking for it. Immediately after this, we handed over to the NAFDAC with the suspect. So it's very, very dangerous for we to allow it to come into the country.
So you are warning them now, right now?
Yes, we are warning them to desist. Because we want our youths, we want better for our youths. We don't want them to be destroyed. Cannabis, sativa, India hemp. As we all know that the major evil that is driving our youth nowadays is hard drug, which we need to fight against.
Other intercepted items include bags of rice, foreign tomato paste, spaghetti, armored bullion van, explosive raw materials, all smuggled into the country. With the successes recorded, the custom boss in the state says he will leave no stone unturned in ensuring that smuggling activities are brought to the nearest minimum. Ajibade Awofeso, Trust TV News, Owerri.
And away from Nigeria, 4 officers have been detained for questioning in Burkina Faso, a prosecutor said on Thursday, a day after the military government announced it had thwarted a coup attempt. The 4 are suspected of involvement in a conspiracy against state security, military prosecutor Ahmed Ferdinand said in a statement on Thursday, adding that 2 others are on the run. Late Wednesday, the junta said that the intelligence and security services had foiled a coup attempt the previous day. It came nearly a year to the day since junta leader Captain Ibrahim Traore seized power in the West African country on September 30th, 2022. His takeover was the country's second coup in 8 months, both triggered in part by discontent at failures to stem a raging jihadist insurgency which swept in from neighboring Mali in 2015. Late on Tuesday, thousands of people had taken to the streets of the capital, Ouagadougou, following a call from Traore supporters to defend him amid rumors of a coup on social media. And in sports news, Napoli manager Rudi Garcia says Victor Osimhen will always give his best for the club, despite the recent controversial TikTok video row. Osimhen was beaten after the Partenope posted a video on their TikTok account this week, mocking him for missing a penalty in last weekend's 0-0 draw at Bologna. Now, the 24-year-old also had an argument on the touchline with Garcia after he was substituted late in the game. The forward, however, put all the negativity aside, scoring and also providing an assist in the Serie A champions 4-1 win against Udinese on Wednesday night. Garcia claimed Osimhen is concentrated on the club and will always do his best on the pitch. And that's a wrap on Trust News Update. You can watch more via all our social media platforms and also on our YouTube live stream. I am Ayuba Ila. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.